Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sudeksha Singh and I hope all of you are doing great today. So guys, for my today's video, I am back with a very sensitive topic that I wanted to share my story with all of you. And I had already mentioned this on my Instagram story and lives as well, that I'm going to be doing a PCOS story. And I thought of making this video after a lot of contemplating decisions, and I finally come here to share my struggle with PCOS and how I have dealt with PCOS from these past 11 years. What are the symptoms that I had and what I had to go through, and how I have cured my PCOS. And guys, this video is for all of you people who are having a sister, who have a daughter, who have a partner, a girlfriend who suffers from PCOS, and what are the symptoms of PCOS and how it is actually affecting a girl's life right now at the present, as well as her future is affected by this syndrome. And this is a very sensitive and a serious topic that I really wanted to share with all of you people. And I got a lot of requests from people who knew that I have PCOS to actually share my story right here on YouTube, which is why I decided to make this video. If you guys really want to know what all I have dealt with and what I have done to cure my PCOS, please keep on watching this video, guys. Guys, the first thing that I would like to share with you people is that I have had PCOS since the past 11 years now. So back in 2009, I was detected with PCOS, and that during that year, this was actually known as PCOD, which is just an acronym for polycystic ovarian disease, but now it is considered as a syndrome. So PCOS is what it stands for right now, and how all you girls can actually relate to my story and the symptoms that I had. So guys, first and foremost thing that we need to talk about is what PCOS is. So guys, PCOS is also known as a lifestyle disorder. It is basically an acronym which is used for polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it happens when we girls have hormonal imbalances in our ovaries. So basically there are follicles which are in a sac-like shaped, which just cling to our ovaries and they just accumulate around our ovaries, which are known as cysts. Because of these cysts that are around our ovaries, it makes the egg to get released really difficult, which is why we girls have ovulation issues, which is why we have irregular periods and a lot of other symptoms that girls who have PCOS have. So guys, I would not get into too much of in-depth data about PCOS because it is available on Google. You guys know that people who are suffering from PCOS, all the girls must have gone to a gynec. They must have told them that what PCOS is about. What basically happens when you have PCOS is that girls tend to have irregular periods, or they have very scanty periods. They tend to miss their periods, or they have too much of flow and they constantly keep on having their periods. A lot of hair growth, which is majorly because when you have hormonal imbalances in PCOS, what happens that the body starts making even more higher amount of male hormones, which are the androgens in the girl's body, which leads to a lot of issues that the males actually have. Like girls with PCOS will have thick hair on their chin area, they will have thick hair on their whole face, on their hands, on their body. You start to gain weight. One of the major concerns when somebody has PCOS is that they have insulin resistance. When you have PCOS, what happens is that your body becomes insulin resistant. So what happens when you have that is that your pancreas actually produce insulin, where the sugar that you eat sucks out the energy from the food. So your body is not able to carry out that because your insulin cells become so haywire. Girls with PCOS have a tendency that they can have type 2 diabetes and they can be diabetic in the long run, which is why this is such a dangerous health issue that it should be detected before things go out of hands, and this can only be detected by doing an ultrasound or a blood test. There is one more thing that I want to put across is that PCOS can never be cured. There is nothing that can cure PCOS, can get balanced out, and your cyst will only and only go away only if you have a steady weight and if you have maintained yourself by doing exercise and by having a balanced and a healthy glycemic index kind of diet. My PCOS story and what were the things that I had to go through, and just to keep it a little short, I would not be telling it in a very vast way, so I would try to minimize the things that I want to convey to you people. And guys, to start off with, how I got detected with PCOS was, so guys, when I was around 10-11 years old and I started to hit puberty, I was detected with this issue because suddenly I did not have my periods for around 1 or 2 months, and I got really worried. So I spoke to my mother about it, and she actually knew about this issue because it is genetic in my family. So my mother quickly told me to just go to a gynec that she knew. So she was a family doctor that she took me to, and doctor suggested me to get an ultrasound and a blood test done. When we got to know that I have PCOS and my cysts were of really big size, and she told me that they are on the right side of my ovaries at that time, back in the days. And after that, I was having a little bit of hair fall as well, and I did not have any acne, touch wood for that guys. I did not have any acne issues, which a lot of girls have because of the androgen levels. The whole face becomes more oily, and the male hormone imbalance leads to a lot of acne and breakout, which are known as acne cysts in PCOS. And I majorly had irregular periods, and I started to have abnormal and thick hair on my body, not on my face. So these were the three signs that were actually of concern for me, and which led me to believe that there was something wrong with my body. And when I was around 11 years of age, I did not even know anything about it. So I was like really panicking at the time when I got to know that there is something known as PCOD which has happened to me, and now I will have to take tablets to have my menstruation at the right time every month. And I had my periods skipped, because of which I got to know that I have PCOS. And then my gynae suggested me to take really minimal doses of pills that she gave me, and I had to eat that for around 7 days, and then I had to wait for 4 days, and I used to have my periods then. So what happened was that my whole body was so dependent on those pills that once I started taking it, it became a habit to myself as well, to my body, that without those pills my menstruation did not used to happen. Even after taking pills, there were months when I used to miss my periods, and I used to have issues with the tablets. So the tablets kept on changing for me. There were various kind of different allopathic medications that I have taken throughout, and I used to suffer a lot because of those tablets as well, because the pills actually mess up with your body because they tend to make you a little more overweight. And as I was already having PCOS, I was around 82 kgs back at that time, and that was a really obese weight for me according to my age. And I was in school, it was really hard for me to deal with PCOS at that time. I used to have really heavy periods. I used to have my periods go on for around 7 to 8 days, and I used to have extreme cramps and extreme mood swings because of this hormonal imbalance, and it was so hard to me to go through all of that. And then what happened, after a few years, I went to college. My friend suggested me in college that I should go for homeopathic medicines, and she said that it worked for one of her friends. So I did not tell my gynae about it, and that was so stupid of me to just believe somebody's hearsay and just go with it, even after I knew that this is such a huge deal that I am dealing with from these past 8-9 years. So when I was in college, I asked my parents and I said that what is the harm in switching my tablets from allopathic to homeopathic, and then it's just something that I can just try on, and what if it actually cures my cysts? So that would be a really good thing for me as well, and I will not have to take these pills every month. Why I switched to homeopathic was because I was having these allopathic tablets since so many years. So gynae kept on increasing the dosage of these pills, and I started to have the maximum amount of dosage of these pills because my periods were so haywire, and they did not used to happen even after taking pills for few months, that my gynae had to put me on really strong medication, and that was really messing up with my body. So I thought of switching to homeopathic. So I consulted a homeopathic expert near my house. So I went to him and he gave me the homeopathic medications for PCOS. And he gave me all of that, and he said that I'm not supposed to have more of dairy products and I have to completely avoid coffee. So I'm not a coffee lover as such, so I that was okay for me to avoid, and a few other vegetables or something that he told me to avoid with those medications. So I started taking homeopathy. So within 2 months of time, what started happening to my body was that my menstruation just did not stop for 2.5 months. I kept on bleeding each day. There were only, I guess there was a gap of only 5 days when my period stopped, my chumps stopped in between. Otherwise, I bled each day for 2.5 months. Just imagine what I was going through. And even now, when I think about those days, I still get goosebumps. And that was the hardest period of my whole life. My, like, throughout these 11 years, I've suffered from so many problems, so many issues because of PCOS, and which is why I wanted to put forth my story, so that people who have this and people who have just been detected with PCOS can actually understand why this is such a big issue and why they cannot take it lightly. Put my opinion on you people, the girls who have PCOS. I do not want to pressurize you into taking something that you do not believe in. There are people who believe that without medications this can be cured, which is not the way to go about it, because this can become really, really serious in the long run if you just avoid it right now. And there are people who say that Ayurvedic works, there are people who say that homeopathic medicine works, and then there are people who say that allopathic works. So for me personally, guys, I would say that allopathic medicines were the key that were actually controlling and making my hormonal imbalances cured for the time being when I was taking my pills. So I switched my tablets to homeopathy and this happened. So I quickly went to some other gynae, not my family gynae, who was actually treating me before, because I was so scared to go back to her and tell her that I stopped your medication and started taking homeopathy because of somebody who suggested me to do so. And I went to another gynae and she gave me the same medications in allopathy that I was already taking. She told me to get a few tests done and everything from the beginning that I had done when I had started having this issue. So I had to come back again on allopathy. Worked for me was allopathic medication. Homeopathy did not work for me. Ayurvedic medications was something that I did not wanted to go for after what I had to deal with, and my hemoglobin levels dropped. My body lost all the iron, my body lost all the vitamins, all the healthy stuff, all the healthy nutrients that were keeping my body sane. And that was the worst period of my life. So I had to go through a lot. I again came back on my allopathic medications. It took me 3 months again after taking the pills to get back on track, and started having my periods all over again. And then there were times when I used to miss my periods. There was a lot of stress. I could not even sleep for a few days, and I used to feel so upset, and I used to have so much of mood swings that it was really hard for me to function normally. It was really hard for me to do anything. I was in college back at that time. I used to have my examinations, I used to have my presentations, case studies to present, and that was so difficult for me to cooperate with my social life, with my personal health issues. How I cured my PCOS, I would say that 6 months before I got my pills stopped from by my gynae, and did a few changes which helped the cyst go away, and I was able to manage my PCOS, was by a few changes that I made in my lifestyle. So every girl who goes to a gynae is being told that the only and only way to deal with this issue is not medication. It's only a lifestyle change. It's only if you exercise, if you keep your body at the right weight, at the ideal BMI according to your height and weight. What I did was, back in April, I started focusing on my diet. I started doing a calorie deficit diet. I started walking at least 5 to 6 kilometers a day, and I started making changes in my lifestyle. How I used to go about my day earlier was not the same way that I did now. It was really difficult at first to lose weight. Last year wasn't the first time that I started to challenge myself to lose weight, because I had already tried out VLCC, I had tried out various gym, I had tried out various exercises, I had tried out dietitians, but nothing, absolutely nothing helped me to lose my weight. I used to go about 5-6 pounds down, and like used to lose around 2 to 3 kgs in 3 months, and then I used to regain all of that back again. And then, like, my weight from 2009 till now, what happened was, I was at 82 kgs when PCOS struck me, and then I started, my weight was balanced when I used to take my medications. It's remained the same even after I ate food, I ate sugary stuff, which I should not have. So it used to be stagnant, but then it started gradually increasing. So from 82 I went to 85, then it's became stagnant at 85, then I went to 89, then I became stagnant at 89, then it went to 91 kgs. Again my weight stayed on 91 kgs for 2 years, and then it came at 98 kgs. I was 98 kgs, guys, back in April 2019, 1 year back, 1.5 years back from now, and had really messed up with my health, my body, my mind, emotionally, physically, mentally. I was completely broke. Like, I used to feel that there is nothing that can make me change myself, and there's nothing I can do about my lifestyle change, and anything that I do might just lead to a few pounds that I might shed, and then I would just regain it all back. So there was nothing I would be able to do. So it is difficult to lose weight if you have PCOS, because of so many issues. You have mental breakdown when you have all of these things, when you have so much of issues going on internally and externally in your body. It's really hard to lose weight. But guys, if you have the right kind of focus for it, this time when I started losing my weight, I did not go to any dietitian, I did not go to any gym, I did not say to anybody that I'm gonna start losing weight. And I just kept on walking on the right track that I knew I had to, and that is when my weight started to shed off. And this is how I look right now, and I would be sharing a weight loss journey with all of you guys really soon. Only and only thing that helped me to cure PCOS for the while was my weight loss and my lifestyle change. So that was the only way that I was able to cure it for the while, and it can completely reoccur. There is no doubt in the reoccurrence of PCOS. So any of you people who have been able to cure your PCOS need to maintain that same lifestyle now. Guys, with that, I'll see you in the next video. Till then, guys, be positive, keep sharing love, and please be safe, guys. Bye, guys.